At 5th position on the list of 10 best mountain hunts is the chamois, or is that chamois? Maybe after hunting this goat antelope, the name should be chamois.
Chamois, chamois, tomato, it's your choice.
When I was growing up, a chamois was what you dried your car with. It turns out it's the leather off of this little animal, which is a goat-like animal from Europe.
Native to the Austrian Alps, the chamois was introduced into the precipitous terrain of New Zealand's southern Alps a century ago.
Hunting a chamois, it would be like hunting a whitetail with no cover, basically. It's the sharpest, smartest animal we have, really.
The chamois was transplanted to New Zealand. So you can hook up with an outfitter who has chamois in New Zealand and have a wonderful hunt.
Chamois is a really neat animal. I really enjoy hunting them. They live high in the mountains, and you've just got to get to where they live to get amongst them before we can even start hunting. They're a small animal, maybe 70, 80 pounds, the bucks. They rut during May and June. It's a really good time to hunt them when they're in their winter coats. They're nice and dark. The bucks are with the nannies. It's exciting. They see you from a long way off if you haven't stalked them carefully, and they'll tolerate that for a little while, like a lot of animals. But once you get in that red zone, they're gone. So it's a hunt you have to be really careful with. It's really challenging, but great fun.
Doing a chamois hunt on foot is just one of the toughest hunts we've got, but very, very satisfying when you get one. It's a hunt, it's a stalk of wits and brains rather than brawn. Okay, but again, it's up in the mountains, just beautiful. It's just a beautiful place to be and a beautiful place to hunt.
Spain may not come immediately to mind when you think of big game country, but its mountains are home to one of hunting's most magnificent animals, the Spanish Ibex.
I've always wanted to visit Spain, and it's affordable, it's within reach, great people, fun culture, vivacious people who live and work here.
I've gotten to hunt Ibex one time. They are a stunning animal. Spain is a wonderful country for all sorts of reasons. The cuisine, the people, the history, beautiful, huge mountains. And I could not believe how huge and stunning these mountains were. And I couldn't believe how huge and stunning these Ibex were. God, those horns curl back. I had never really paid that much attention to Ibex until I went over there and laid my eyes on them. They are a stunning animal.
Usually the hunt Ibex is hard because you have to go to good condition, physical condition. You have to go to walk a lot in the mountains. It's hard, but the luck in this case has been a good factor for us. With the bad condition that we have had a lot of luck.
Ibex offers hunters the chance to visit Europe and Spain and to experience a high-altitude hunt. The Ibex is a genuine mountain goat, built to scale the steepest, most treacherous cliffs. And they also carry some of the most magnificent horns of any big game animal.
To me, they're as dramatic as a bighorn sheep, and I mean a big bighorn sheep. They're incredible. And it's real similar hunting. You're up in those high mountains, well above tree line, got animals hopping from rock to rock. And I don't know, the towering horns on those Ibex just get me excited.
The stocky, incredibly maned Tar is native to the Himalayan mountains. But 100 years ago, the goat-like animal was introduced into New Zealand, where it thrives.
How many of us get to go to the Himalayan mountains to hunt anything? I don't even know if you can hunt in the Himalayas, but you can hunt a Himalayan Tar.
You need to be able to climb, 1,500, 2,000 feet, and it's steep, so you need good boots. Or, if your fitness levels aren't there, and that's fine. I mean, everyone's got their own abilities. We can use a helicopter to assist us to take a lot of that climb out. In New Zealand, that's perfectly legal, and a lot of guys choose to take that option.
Among all the mountain game, there is no other one that looks quite like the Tar, with its collection of unique physical features.
The Tar is another one of these sheep goat-like animals, ancient, got the beard, it's got an incredible flowing mane. Some people call it almost a lion mane, and it does look like that because those hairs around its neck, and they've got to be 11 to 12 inches long, and they're sort of an odd golden color. It's an incredibly striking animal.
I've lived in New Zealand all my life. I've hunted a lot overseas in many continents of the world, different types of animals, and I think I speak for most of the guides. When you see that big bull Tar right up perched on top of a rock, he's standing out in the wind, it's blowing his mane around, he's got these big massive horns. These things weigh 300 pounds. To me, it's our premier game animal that we have here in New Zealand, and you just can't beat Tar as hunting as far as I'm concerned.
My gosh, when you see that animal on a beautiful, pristine snow slope in the mountains of New Zealand, holy mackerel. This is one of the most striking, dramatic mountain hunts you can ever go on.
At number 2 on this list of 10 best mountain hunts is North America's Rocky Mountain goat, a relative of the chamois, and often mistaken by early explorers for a white buffalo.
Mountain goat is a classic North American animal that everyone knows about the mountain goat, but not everybody really knows what it is. You get to hunt in the same country you would for, say, Dall sheep or stone sheep. Beautiful mountains with snow and steep cliffs and all the drama you would expect on a sheep hunt. You get that with a goat hunt for significantly less cost.
Just beautiful hides. The later the season, the heavier the hide. If you're looking for the ultimate prime mountain goat, the first hunt of October is the best, but then you better be prepared for some inclement weather. You get a lot of snow and icy conditions, so you got to be extremely careful then.
You know, hunting in country like this, it's just, the scenery alone makes it worthwhile. The fresh air, the rain, the snow, what most people would consider miserable conditions. For me, it's just an incredibly important part of the hunt. It really makes you feel alive, like you're getting your money's worth.
It's not the easiest hunt in the world, and you got to be able to hike a bit too, because sometimes you'll go crashing through the brush for a ways, quarter, half a mile. You got an open spot you got to cross, and you can't get the horses through to where your bull's standing.
Along the coast of Alaska and British Columbia, you can actually hunt them from a boat because they're living on the cliffs right above the ocean. And it's calm water back in those fjords and bays, and you run that boat back there and see an animal you want to go after, glass him, get out of the boat, climb up and have your hunt. You can get back to the boat for the evening, have a shower, have a nice dinner, or you can do it the hard way and sleep up in the mountains.
The greatest of all sheep, the Marco Polo, was named for the Venetian traveler who was the first European to describe rams with horns 6 palms in length.
A Marco Polo sheep is the acme of sheep hunting. It's the peak because of where it lives and its size. It's the biggest sheep in the world. 50-inch horn is, you're just getting started. 60-inch horn, longer than 60 inches. A big bighorn sheep will have a 40-inch horn. Can you imagine that? 20 inches more, unbelievable. And body size, they dwarf our sheep.
What is great about Marco Polo sheep, those long sweeping curls up to 66 inches. A guy that goes over there, he really is looking for a 60-incher. That's the magical number.
The nature of Marco Polo hunting makes it the realm of the true long-range expert marksman.
Be ready to shoot long, because it's not steep, sharp mountains where you can sneak around and get a drop on an animal. They're high, long, open mountain valleys. Many times people find they have to shoot 400, 600, 700 yards. So you really need to set yourself up with a long-range rifle with a good scope and learn how to use it effectively for those incredibly long shots. This is a difficult assignment.
A bigger challenge than shooting is the challenge of breathing at elevations above 3 miles high.
You can't just go running right into this deal. This takes a lot of research.
You're going to hunt the polar desert. And I'm going to tell you, this is an extremely physically demanding hunt. You're going to be hunting at 13,000 to 17,000 feet. You need to be in shape.
It is an incredibly demanding physical hunt. I mean, it's life-threatening in many cases. Pulmonary edema. People get up high, they get mountain sickness, and they're on their once-in-a-lifetime Marco Polo hunt and realize they're going to die if they keep it up and they have to go down. This is a real hunt. Don't do this on a lark.
Yet in the thin air of the Asian mountains lies the supreme goal a hunter can set for himself.
Most people have tried an elk and a mule deer, and quite a few people have gone for sheep in North America. But once you get to that Marco Polo, it's a select audience. There are not many people who have ever done it. So if you want to join an elite club, become a Marco Polo sheep hunter.